Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing the next LEGO project, and as you guys can see, I have got all the parts ready between the two Pick-a-Brick orders, or the one Pick-a-Brick order. My best sellers and standard parts finally came together here, and then a combination of those plus parts that I pulled out of my own inventory for this project. And now we are going to unbox the set. And you guys will be able to see what the next project is. Now, if you're familiar with my work, you might recognize some of these parts. And I've said that in the two past Pick-a-Brick videos, that you can, if you know what you're looking for, you see it. And today we're going to unbox it. So I don't have any room on the table for the unboxing, so this is going to be kind of fun to try to do on half a chair here. Right there we see a little bit of the box. Alright. Any last guesses? Oh, another Ecto. That is correct. Throw all that out of the way. Get the box out here. Give me a second here. I'll try to get this box out of the way. Not make a huge mess here. Alright. Try to get things a little set up here. Sorry guys. There's no room right now. Bam. So, you might be asking me, alright, what other Ecto are you doing? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not doing the Ecto from the reboot Ghostbusters. I never even watched that movie, wasn't even on my radar. Sorry if some of you like that movie. I just didn't even give it the time of day. So it's not what that's going to be. But you're probably wondering, well, we have Ecto 1 from the first movie, we have the Ecto 1A from the second movie, we have the Afterlife version, and then we have the Frozen Empire version. What other version is there to do? Well, I want to do my own version. And now, me saying that, I'm not just going to go off the wall here. I do have a favorite version out of all these, and I've talked about it before. My absolute favorite version of this car out of that four is the 1A. And I've talked about that before. I love the 1A. It was super unique. During the time of the movie, it was our second installation of the movie. Basically a rebirth of the Ecto, because in the beginning of the movie you actually get to see the Ecto 1 in a pretty rough shape. Not quite as rough as it was in the Afterlife, but they told a nice story of kind of the downfall of Ghostbusters, just barely scraping by, and doing children's parties and stuff with the car, to basically being a reactivated organization with a whole new look to the car. And at the end of the movie, that was it. We never got to see kind of a continuation of the Ecto 1A. So we kind of have a gap. Whoops, I broke that off. Just technical difficulties. There we go. All right. So and don't get me wrong, I love Afterlife. Afterlife was an amazing movie, tearful movie, just because of the situation, and they did an awesome job at honoring Harold Ramis in that, and it's a well done movie. But the only thing I didn't like was, how did we get from this to this? Why did the lights go back normal? Why did all the racking go back to normal on that version? Why, we know why the ladder was on the other side now. But we didn't really get a mid-range in between these two. This to this, we got a defined story of how that happened. This to this, we didn't get a good story of how that happened. This to this, we know exactly what happened there. The story continues. But here to here, we don't have a very good, we don't have a good story or a good transition of the car there. And it sucks. So, what's my plan here? My plan is we're going to build the Ecto 1A with a twist. So like I said, I love the Ecto 1A. So I have everything ready to do the 1A mock. All the parts I need to do the 1A mock again. But this time we're going to add in some of the transition of somewhat of my interpretation of what the car would have kind of been doing post Ghostbusters 2 and pre the downfall of them again. So basically, I want to build the 1A as basically heyday of Ghostbusters, like top of the game, top of Ghostbusting, before it all fell apart again. I want to do that version of the car. And so what we'll be doing, we're going to build the embodiment of the 1A. I am going to see if I can, one of the things is we're going to put the ladder back on the car on this side, on the driver's side. I got to see if I can clear these letter boards, and I'm going to mod these letter boards a little bit too, to kind of hopefully help change that, make them look a little bit better. And this version, this car here, will get the same modifications done to those boards. So I'm going to attempt to put the ladder back on that side. And then, here's my thinking. This side, we do the gunner, the suicide door, and the gunner seat with the pack on it. Because in my mind, that's something that they would have done while they were still a team, while they were still using the car, before everything got really slow, before Egon took everything and ran off out to the country with everything. That seems like a modification that would have been done while they were still a team. And because to me it didn't make sense that Egon was all on his own with the car and had the gunner seat and did the gunner seat on his own. To me, that part of it feels like it would have been done prior to the downfall of the Ghostbusters, in later years after the second movie. So we're going to do the gunner seat in this, and I'm also keeping the gurney and the packs. That was something else that we kind of lost in both of these movies, is having the Ecto 1 being the central hub outside of the fire station. Having the Ecto 1 be everything. A mobile operations center with everything they need. I'm not going to give spoilers if you haven't seen the new one yet, but there's more than just this vehicle now. That's all I'm going to say, just in case you haven't seen it. But I miss that. I miss the Ecto 1 being the mobile operations center and having everything that they need on hand. So when we do the 1A, I can, when I did these two, I kind of mapped it out a little bit because I knew I wanted to do this project well before I built these two cars. And there is room to do the gurney and the packs and still have the gunner seat. So that'll actually put 5 onboard packs total. So 4 on the gurney and then 1 on the gunner seat. So that's my plan for this car, is to basically fill the gap in between these two cars here. I want to fill that gap. I want to tell the story of, okay, after, let's say it was real life. After the cameras were off, what did Ghostbusters do in the years leading up prior to them falling off again? Like I said, I want to do the 1A in the heyday. So this is, the 1A was the revival of the team and the car. So I want to do a little bit further past that, of when Ghostbusters was a good set in stone foundation. They were doing a lot of jobs, and revenue was good, and everything was going good. I want to get that good years right before the fall off, and I want to build up the transition into this. So I'm not sure if I had kind of played with losing the satellite dish and putting the sniffer back on. But at the same time, I kind of like the satellite dish. It's kind of neat on this version. So I think, as of right now, I am going to keep the rack as it is, with the exception of adding in the ladder. So, but that could change as I'm building. I might do some more of that, just so that way we have more than just the ladder and the gunner seat to kind of tell that transition story. But I do like the satellite dish. It is unique. Some of the different stuff up here is kind of unique to this car, so we'll see how far I go with that. I definitely want to keep the light bars. I love the light bars on this car. I have all the parts for that. For basically doing the 1A. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do basically pre-Afterlife, post Ghostbusters 2, because I want to tell that story. I want to have that that little blank space in between Ghostbusters 2 and Afterlife. I want to kind of fill that with a car and tell a story. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build the 1A, and we're going to make some modifications to it to kind of help fill in that storyline there. So hopefully you guys think it's a cool idea. It's something that I really wanted to do, because, we get, within those 4 cars there, we get 3 that are extremely similar, and 1 that really stands out, and that's the 1A. The 1A is so much different from everything else, and it only got 1 movie to tell its story, and it wasn't even the full movie. It was, after they got revived. So I want this one to be basically the follow-up. Like I said, after Ghostbusters 2, while Ghostbusters was still doing really well business-wise, making more modifications to the car to fit their needs. And like I said, I feel like the gunner's seat definitely was something that would have been done while they were still a team, because they had the manpower to drive the car, to have guys with packs, and also have somebody in the gunner's seat. So that's what we're going to do. That's our next project. I have been getting parts ready. I do have to open this box, get all of these parts. I know I've done this enough times now to where I know what I'm going to use and what I'm not going to use, so I'm going to open up all the bags, sort parts in these containers as need be, and then kind of go from there. I'm not sure when I'm going to start this project, though, because like I said in my last Pick-a-Brick, we are kind of getting to spring, so I don't know if I'll start it before I switch gears or not. If you guys see videos on it, then you'll know I'm working on it. If not, just hold on tight, wait a little bit. I will get back to it. But hopefully you guys are excited for the project. Hopefully you like the idea. It's an idea that I kind of thought about for a really long time, just because it wasn't a cheap adventure to go after. I have to buy the set again, do a large pick-a-brick order, take the time to get everything sorted out, go through the whole inventory list on Rebrickable, and do all that. So, it was a lot of time thinking about it. Basically, right after I built the 1A, I knew I wanted to do these other two cars, plus this one, but I wanted to think on this one for a little bit. So we just went ahead and did the four that we knew, the four that we know and love. And then, basically, before I was even done with the Afterlife and the Frozen Empire versions, I had set in stone that I wanted to do this by then, so I started looking at parts that I needed. It was difficult to do while working on those other cars just because I had so many parts out building two of those cars at the same time. You guys got to see from my videos that was pretty chaotic on the table here, so this will be kind of a nice pace of change. Yes, it is something I've done 4 times already, but it's still going to be a different version. It's not going to be, I'm not just making a carbon copy of the 1A. I'm really trying to think hard and tell the story of transition and portray that in the car. So I think it'll turn out pretty good. Either way, I know the car's going to look cool. It's going to look unique. It's going to be the only one of its kind, because even if somebody else goes ahead and builds all 4 cars, no one is going to have this transition era car. So unless if they get the idea from me and they want to do it, which by all means, if you think it's a cool idea and you want to build it, let me know. I can kind of guide you in some things that I have planned for it, like I talked about. And like I said, there's a few things that are a little unknown. I could do changes, basically do changes to the rack more than what I intend on, but we'll see. I just kind of want to see, I know some stuff I want to do for sure, and there's some stuff that I'm not too for sure, so I'll kind of figure that out as I go along, I want to see what looks good. So yeah. So that's it. Hopefully you guys are excited for this next project. Like I said, not too sure when I'm going to start it, but I will be posting videos as soon as I do. Might even get a little start on it, and it just might be a really slow project, so just bear with me. It'll get done. You guys will see it. I'll try to show as much as I possibly can. There were some things that I wish I could have shown a little bit better on the last 2 projects. Even these 2 I wish I could have showed a little bit better. So I'll try to think ahead and as I'm building, and try to catch a little bit more stuff, so that way if you guys have questions, hopefully as I'm building this, it kind of shows. And you can always follow along on Rebrickable with the mock. Of course, I make changes to the mock. I make a lot of changes to the mock, but that's basically the base that I'm working from. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just a lot of parts. Even more parts I gotta sort out. So like I said, hopefully you guys are excited. I am super excited because this is a car that I really want to do. I want to fill that gap in the storyline. So that's something that's always bugged me, and I want to fix it. So that's what I'm doing here. And that's it for this video, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed. Any questions, feel free to comment, and I will definitely get back with you. I reply to all comments, so don't worry. And until next time, take care.